because they are really asking for extended periods of time. And if somebody wants to use the kitchen on that Friday, then it wouldn't be available to them.
Moving forward, can, whoever makes the motion, can we put a stipulation on the motion?
So moved.
I got a motion by Stoyl.
Second.
I got a second by Nichols that we will make a motion to refer to the city attorney, the DPW, appropriate departments, make sure we have the insurances in place, and also a stipulation.
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on to number 2.
Number 2, request from the Prevention Works and the Hope Chautauqua Coalition to use the Memorial Park and Point Gratiot walking paths and roadways as they host a 5K run on Saturday, May 14, 2022 that will start and end at the Resource Center on Lakeshore Drive.
Any discussion, council?
Yes. Chief, did you see that course?
Yeah, the only issue is going to be Point Drive west, but we'll just have somebody there to make sure. Everything else can be on sidewalk.
That's the old one we used. Here's your, that's a nice
So they're going to use Point Drive west, but we'll get that taken care of.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, if hearing none, can I have a motion to refer to the city attorney, the DPW, also Chief Wardolano? Got a motion by Councilman Romano. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Leskoviak.
Number 3, a request from Erica Lopez on behalf of the Outpour Project to host an Easter egg hunt at Washington Park on Saturday, April 9, 2022 at 2 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Okay, hearing none, can I have a motion to refer to the city attorney and the DPW?
Motion.
Councilwoman Leskoviak with a motion. Do I have a second? Councilman Bomano. And also, yes, we need to have the appropriate insurances and usual conditions.
Okay, number 4, request from the Dunkirk PBA 5K committee requesting the use of the established Lakefront 5K route in the city of Dunkirk on Saturday, June 4, 2022 for the Matthew Hazelton Memorial 5K run in honor of K-9 Officer Matthew Hazelton. The race will take place at 9:30 a.m. We are requesting the assistance of the Dunkirk DPW with barricades along the race route and also on-duty Dunkirk police officers to assist with traffic control.
Any discussion, council?
It's the same route that they've been taking for the past few years, right, Chief?
Yep, absolutely.
Refer to the committees.
I'm sorry, Councilman?
To refer to the proper.
Okay, so we're going to need a motion to refer to the appropriate departments and insurances and usual conditions. I got Councilwoman Nichols and a second by Stoyles.
Yeah.
Sorry, Councilman, I didn't hear you.
Number 5, request from Brian Meyer requesting the city of Dunkirk provide a porta potty and trash barrel at the city of Dunkirk municipal parking lot at the flea market from May 7, 2022 through Labor Day weekend.
Discussion, council?
I just think that having the barrels there would help alleviate any of the trash problems down at that area for the whole summer long. Because they would be there for people walking across the street or anything, any of the other festivities we have down there.
And I make a motion the city take care of the porta potties.
Hang on one
day a
second,
week.
Councilman. Go ahead.
Mayor, have we done this in the past, and is there a cost to the city?
For the barrels, no.
For that porta potty?
Porta potties, we don't normally do that. We had this discussion at the last meeting. If that's what, this council wants to do, we can do that. I think you're opening up a can of worms because anybody else that does these type of events in the city is going to want the same, treatment. So it is a cost to the city that has not been budgeted for. However, it's not something that we can't do. It does benefit the city to have a porta potty there. It's just not something we budgeted for. So, in my opinion, if the council would like to do that, then we could do it.
Wasn't there some events last year that we had down, wherever we have, porta potties were there, but didn't whoever ran the event pay for the porta potties?
Normally, that's what happens. The only ones that we do are those city-sponsored events, and normally we take those porta johns, we take them out after the event. The only ones that we keep there are usually down by the pier. But like I said, this is not, I don't want to make a bigger issue of it. I just want you guys to know that we normally don't supply porta-johns for private events like that.
Does this gentleman pay a space to have the flea market there? Does he pay the city?
No, we support it by allowing him to do it.
How long is the flea market? Is it until 12?
All season?
I mean, is it until 12 noon or
Yes.
when's it till like 8 to 12 or 7 to 12?
But once you park them there, they're there for the,
Well, he wants them left there for the whole season, I guess, right? Isn't that what he's got in there?
Well, that's kind of like what he says.
they'll sit there the whole season, then when there's stuff going on in the night on the weekend, somebody can go over there, damage them, or go in.
I know, or throw up all over and stuff like that.
It's not like they're gonna come in for a weekend. and
Right,
pick
they're not
He
gonna-
only does this on the weekend, don't he?
Just one day.
Saturday.
He does it 1 day a week, 1 day a week for.
Break the city to pay for porta potty for 1 day?
What, does anybody have the amount that it costs to do this?
Well, if you're gonna have them there the whole summer, again, you're talking about from May until Labor Day weekend, that's gonna be a cost. That's why I brought it up before. There's a cost that we did not budget for.
And I would assume it would be cheaper to leave it there for the entire season than moving it in and out.
Yes.
I suggest, like the mayor said, we're opening a can of worms, because other people or other events are gonna want, since you did this year, now can you do it for us? If they want to throw in some money and take donation from all the people down there and keep it there, maybe that would be the way to go. Since they're not paying for the spot, the city's putting it there, I'm sure the city cleans it, right, Randy, we clean up after them.
Yep.
I know a few
We'll offer the trash cans for them and more of them.
I know a few people that have had tables down there, and they've gone over to the Clarion to use the restroom because they were selling their wares. And they got a little bit hostile that they were going into the Clarion to use their restroom.
I understand.
And the only other thing is maybe we could talk to Mr. Steinberg and let people use his facility.
Might be good for
It's not
business.
even open at that point, though.
You know, if
And they
the
would
city wishes to support this flea market and have it there every week, maybe this is something we should consider. You know, if you want to table it and want me to talk to this gentleman,
Why don't we do that?
you know,
Get prices.
And we get some prices
Yeah.
and then move on. I mean, I think it's a worthwhile event. I think it's good for the city.
Right.
But if you guys are in agreement, if you want a motion to table,
Right.
Up until this point, all these years we've been doing, they've never had porta potties out.
we've not paid for them.
Somebody's had them there though?
No, if there has been there, then it's something that they brought on their own.
Let's table, I'll make a motion to table.
I got a motion from Councilwoman Nichols. Do I have a second? Councilman Bomano.
Did you want me to get some prices in the meantime?
Would you please? Yes, thank you. Number 6.
Okay, number 6, notice of claim from Molly Handley of 5891 Old Lakeshore Road, Lakeview, New York, for damages to her tire causing her to replace all 4 tires allegedly after hitting a pothole on Main Street on February 28, 2022 at approximately 3:30 p.m.
Any discussion, council?
Yeah, where's this pothole? I need a new tire. You blow out 1 tire, we gotta pay for 4?
May I? Okay, my car is all-wheel drive, and when I blew out one of the tires, I had to replace that tire, but it would have been too tall for the rest of the tires, and I had to pay $1,000 for 3 new tires.
I hope our insurance company looks at the other tires, see if they would even pass inspection.
No, you gotta look at the pothole.
You look at the pothole.
I did.
I'm tired of these lawsuits.
Okay. Any other discussion, council?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, hearing none, let's make the motion to refer to the city attorney, legal. I got a motion by Councilwoman Nichols. Do I have a second? Second by Councilwoman Lescovia.
Number 7, loudspeaker permit request from Bart's Cove to use amps and speakers for live bands from May 1st, 2022 through November 30th, 2022.
Any discussion, council? Okay, hearing none, can I have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments along with insurances? I got a Nichols and a second by Councilman Bomano.
Number 8, loudspeaker permit request from the Juneteenth Celebration Committee to use speakers and microphones for live bands at Memorial Park for their annual Juneteenth celebration on June 18, 2022 through June 19, 2022.
Discussion, council?
I just, the Lakeshore Drive project is not my favorite topic, but how is that gonna affect that?
The Lakeshore project, again, we're trying there more time for you. We're bidding it out, we're going to have a meeting with the contractors, and at that meeting, before they start construction, they're going to be aware of our event, what's going on, and they're going to do construction in a way where it won't interfere or prevent us from having the planned events that we have.
Has there been any communication with the Juneteenth committee in case there was a problem about a B site or something along those lines? I thought that was okay. Thank you.
Because, I mean, there's a lot of cars that do come in and if I have them to find the parking, I know across the street, at the church right there, and the credit bureau, there's parking there, but there is, in the past, been a significant amount of vehicles that are there that come in.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, can I have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments with the appropriate assurance and usual conditions? Councilwoman Leskoviak with a second by Nichols. Okay, reports of standing and special committees and boards. Councilwoman Leskoviak, the floor.
I'm just going to talk about my meetings, and I had a business owner call me about the Seagulls, and I'm just going to say a little something about that.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Bomano. Councilman Stoyl.
I'm good.
Councilwoman Nichols.
Not for here.
Okay, I'm good. We're going to move on to unfinished business. Okay, hearing none. Pre-file.
Number 30, resolution authorizing adoption of the retention and disposition schedule for New York State Local Government LGS-1.
Discussion, council?
I don't know if Richard wants to just touch base on that so that people know what it is, that we're not creating something that shouldn't be created here.
Sure. I'd be glad to take that one. So the Department of Development is working with the clerk's office. There was a grant opportunity from the Local Government Records Management Improvement Fund, and it's basically what we're going to be applying for are funds to digitize vital records and documents. This basically is just a it's a disposition and record retention type of policy, and it's just something, one of the requirements to pass this this plan to submit this grant application.
Now, these are archives?
These are all the records that are downstairs in the vault. All the records actually that are in the building that the municipality handles. And so this is just a schedule of how they are to be. It's a mandate by the state. If we follow this program, it tells us exactly how we are supposed to handle all our records that the municipality holds. And so this is a requirement for a participation in that grant.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion, council? If not, let's move on to 31.
Number 31, resolution authorizing the approval of Section 3 participation plan in connection with the Community Development Block Grant funding.
Any discussion, council?
I'm just wondering if this is going to affect the CARES Act, CDBG funding at all?
Separate. This is standard operating procedure for any CDBG or block grant funded projects over a certain threshold. And essentially all it is the set aside for a certain percentage of the workers to be, or for the work to be offered to residents of public housing, or who have benefited from block grant, who qualify under the income guidelines. So this is just standard for any block grant funding. The CARES Act is a separate allocation related to COVID that's over and above the usual annual allocation the city gets.
Okay, I won't ask that. I was curious.
Any other questions or discussion? Okay, let's move on to 32.
Number 32, resolution for authorization accepting contract bid for Lakeshore Drive Complete Street Paving Project.
Any discussion, council?
I wanted to,
Councilwoman?
yeah, I talked with Andy Bone today. He said there's 3 sites left So I was just going to maybe mention, he said I could give his phone number if anybody in the citizen wants to call to adopt one of the 3 remaining sites. I won't say 3 remaining sites, I'll just say that any citizen, or group of citizens like an organization would like to adopt a site to call.
Sorry, that's for the next.
Yeah, we're on the 32.
We're
Oh,
on
I'm sorry. We're on the Lakeshore Drive, Complete Street.
Right, correct.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Very good. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, let's move on to 33.
33, resolution authorizing adopt a garden program.
That's what I was
Okay, any other discussion on that?
Okay, so we had received one application today for adopt a garden at the Willowbrook site. So that's one less that we have.
Well, I won't say how many sites. Because he was even thinking that they had an additional site to consider the response.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's move.
And I believe on this, they're also looking at the last Monday in April to work with our 912 guys with the pier project, cleaning it
Yes.
up with the meeting that they had.
Okay.
And they're also looking for volunteers. You don't have to sign yourself away to help them all the time, but they're looking at, and I think there's going to be a waiver done.
Yeah.
So that they're abiding by all the insurance coverages and everything.
Well, the waiver is simply that they're on their own. If something
Right,
happens,
yes,
they
yeah.
voluntarily
Right.
took on the risk,
Yeah.
like in sports, same principle applies.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, let's move on to 34.
Number 34, resolution authorizing the traffic violations prosecution pilot program.
Any discussion, council? Okay, hearing none. Let's move on to 10, new business. Anything under new business? Okay, if not, we'll move on to number 11, adjournment. Have a motion? And Nichols and a second and by Luskoviac, all in favor.
Councilmember Skoviak?
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto? Councilmember, because that should have went out on Friday.
We already had a time.
Were they mailing it?
All right.
Well, we requested that they mail it when we made the initial post on there. We requested it. If it's not here with the mail tomorrow, I'll call them.
Okay.
See if they'll make it available. Yes, sir.
Let's call to order the March 15th, 2022 regular meeting at 5:30 p.m. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Luskoviak?
Here.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Here.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Here.
Councilmember Nichols?
Here.
Councilmember At-Large D'Amico?
Here. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. Edwin will go with certification of the prior meeting.
This is to certify that an official copy of the minutes of the Common Council meeting of Tuesday, March 1st, 2022 was presented to the mayor on Tuesday, March 8th, 2022, pursuant to Section 3.03 of the Dunkirk City Charter. All items presented to the mayor are now in full force and effect. In witness where I have hereto set my hand in the seal of the City of Dunkirk, New York, this 15th day of March, 2022.
Okay, you need a resolution to dispense with the reading of minutes?
Correct.
So moved. I got one. Nichols in the second.
Councilmember Luskoviak?
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember At-Large D'Amico?
Aye. Reading and privilege of the floor regulations.
The privilege of the floor shall be extended to any person appearing for themselves, in which case that individual shall be limited to 3 minutes, and to any person representing a group who shall be limited to 5 minutes. When recognized, please stand and state your name and address. The city clerk shall have the duty of maintaining such time limits, and the councilman at large may determine in his discretion whether individuals are speaking for themselves or representing groups. Councilman at large D'Amico shall maintain good order and may require any speaker to cease speaking if remarks are made in bad taste or are slanderous or non-germane to any action or taken or contemplated by council. The time limit specified shall be strictly adhered to, except that a speaker may be allowed to complete a statement or thought started before such time has expired.
Privilege of the floor is now open. Anyone wishing to speak? Going once? Going twice? Third time? Privilege of the floor is open. Communication from the mayor, including disapproval messages. Mayor.
Mr. Chairman, nothing.
Thank you. Okay, let's go into communication from the public and petitions.
Number 1, request from Lauren Klanowski on behalf of the Alzheimer's Association Western New York chapter to utilize Point Gratiot Park, Brooks Pavilion, their surrounding neighborhood, and bike path for their annual Walk to End Alzheimer's fundraiser event on Saturday, October 1st, 2022. Also requesting permission to set up as early as Wednesday, September 28, 2022, and to store tables and chairs from Thursday morning to Saturday morning in the kitchen area.
Any discussion, council?
Yeah, we talked about this at the pre-meeting, everyone's gonna take care of that, they're not gonna, that's 3 days, you know, that's,
We were going to have my understanding we were going to put a stipulation.
Well, if I may interject, if we take a look at the time or the date on that, October 1st, normally we don't have a whole lot of activity going on that late in the season, so that may be something else that we would need to consider before we make this decision.
I'm gonna leave it, as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna leave it up to you. If you've got somebody scheduled for that thing, then you've got to do accordingly.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Evelyn, as of right now, there's nobody in there, right?
That's correct.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, if somebody comes in, you use your judgment, and then we'll move on from there.
Thank you very much, sir.
Any other discussion? So we have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments with appropriate insurance and conditions by Councilman Stoyl and a second by Nichols.
Councilmember Leskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 2, request from Prevention Works and the Hope Chautauqua Coalition to use Memorial Park and Point Gratiot walking paths and roadways as they host a 5K run on Saturday, May 14, 2022, that will start and end at the Resource Center on Lakeshore Drive.
Any discussion, council? Okay, hearing none, we have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments, city attorney, the DPW, Dunkirk Police, by Councilman Bomano, and a seconded by Councilwoman Leskoviac.
Councilmember Leskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 3, request from Erica Lopez on behalf of the Outpour Project to host the Easter egg hunt at Washington Park on Saturday, April 9, 2022 at 2 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Hearing none, we have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments, the city attorney, DPW, etc., with the proper insurances and conditions. Motion by Councilwoman Leskoviac and a second by Councilman Bamanto.
Councilmember Leskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 4, request from the Dunkirk PBA 5K Committee requesting the use of the established Lakefront 5K route in the city of Dunkirk on Saturday, June 4, 2022 for the Matthew Hazelton Memorial 5K run in honor of K-9 officer Matthew Hazelton. The race will take place at 9:30 a.m. and will be requesting the assistance of Dunkirk DPW with barricades along the race route and also on-duty Dunkirk police officers to assist with traffic control.
Any discussion, council?
Good. As I asked in the workshop, this is the same route, Chief, as they've been taking the past several years since its creation?
Yes, ma'am, same route.
Thank you.
Any other discussion, council? Hearing none, there was a motion to refer to the appropriate departments from Councilwoman Leskoviac and seconded by Councilman Stoyl. Clerk?
Councilmember Leskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 5, request from Brian Meyer requesting the City of Dunkirk provide a porta potty and trash barrels at the City of Dunkirk municipal parking lot at the flea market from May 7, 2022 through Labor Day weekend.
Any discussion, council?
Yeah, I'd like this tabled.
Okay, we have a motion tabled by Councilwoman Nichols. Do I have a second? I got a second by Councilwoman Luskoviac.
Councilmember Laskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 6, notice of claim from Molly Handley of 5891 Old Lakeshore Road, Lakeview, New York, for damages to her tire, causing her to replace all 4 tires, allegedly after hitting a pothole on Main Street on February 28, 2022 at approximately 3:30 p.m.
Any discussion, council?
Again, the pothole is filled. I'll get one back.
Okay, hearing none, I have a motion to refer to the city attorney and the appropriate departments by Councilwoman Nichols and a second by Councilwoman Luskoviac.
Councilmember Laskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 7, loudspeaker permit request from Bart's Cove to use Amson speakers for live bands from May 1st, 2022 through November 30th, 2022.
Any discussion, council? Hearing none, we have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments by Councilwoman Nichols, seconded by Councilman Bomano.
Councilmember Laskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 8, loudspeaker permit request from the Juneteenth Celebration Committee to use speakers and microphones for live bands at Memorial Park for the annual Juneteenth celebration on June 18, 2022 through June 19, 2022.
Any discussion, council? Hearing none, we have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments and insurances by Councilwoman Luskoviac, seconded by Councilwoman Nichols.
Councilmember Laskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried. Reports of standing committees, boards, and commissions. Councilwoman Luskoviac, you have the floor.
Yeah, I wanted to, as Chair of the Economic Development Committee, I just wanted to say that the next meeting is Monday, April 4th at 4 p.m., City Hall, second floor. Please know minutes will be on the website as well as the date of the meetings on the city's meeting calendar. We are working to have it on Zoom during the meeting and on YouTube to view afterwards. And we have many topics we are working on: the Lakeshore Drive Streets and Beautification Project, the Multimodal Transportation Hub, CARES Act funding, which is the state's COVID relief help, and turning Battery Point into a nature area with hiking trails and walking, biking paths, to name a few. I also wanted to, a business owner called me to discuss about the seagull population and their havoc ruining business rooftops and their nuisance overall. I wanted to just let everyone know they're a protected migratory bird, so all we can do is take steps that they do not establish breeding nests here. The north part of the U.S. is where they spend their summer. Best thing to do is to keep garbage in sealed plastic bags, tie down the lids of your bins and cans when not using them, or use ones that lock shut. They also stay hidden when looking for food and eating, so reduce natural cover like tall grass and trim overgrown shrubs and trim trees. Hopefully this will help in reducing the population each year instead of increasing it. They are smart birds. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Bomano.
Natalie, what time was that meeting?
Oh, the meeting is at 4.
4. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just a couple announcements. The rec center is still open for anybody wanting to go up there and rent it out, and there's some leagues going on. I know the weather's going to start getting nice, but when it rains, we're going to get snow again, unfortunately. And so it's still open to taking reservations for teams or individuals or families who want to go up there and utilize that. And speaking of fields, they're starting to. The softball fields are starting to get reservations for tournaments and stuff like that. I urge people and teams and whoever wants to have tournaments and such to get them in there so you get your date taken care of. And everybody have a safe and a happy St. Patty's Day. That's all I have.
Councilman Stoyl, floor is yours.
I'm with him.
It's not here yet.
Now, Dave and I are working on a future safety meeting. We got a couple items we want to bring up, but we're not ready for it yet.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Nichols.
Yeah, I've got a couple questions. Randy, after the picture in the paper today, you want to clarify, or would you please clarify the situation with that water main break on Central Avenue, please, for us?
Sure. Everybody knows I bring my visual aids here. The city line goes through the building. Some of us have been around long enough to still refer to that as the YMCA building. On the city line at Central Avenue, there's a couple of fire hydrants, and the Observer did have a picture today, right here, and the crews that are working on that happen to be the Fredonia crews, not the city crews. I mean, waterline breaks happen anywhere, but just to be accurate, the break was on the Village of Fredonia side. Their hydrant would have been right here on the south side, and then it said that the water was trickling into Dunkirk. That happens because Dunkirk is lower in elevation than Fredonia, so we got some of their water on our road. They cleaned it up for us, and they fixed the break. Our guys were there to help make sure, our facilities, but the two lines dead end there, and the Observer made a correction online today that the break was in the village rather than in the city, and WDOE was accurate with it all the way through the day. So I'd like to thank the media for correcting the issue and for WDOE for getting it right the first time. Thanks.
Thanks, Randy. Second of all, and I don't know, Vince, if you have any control over this, but back in '95, one of our past mayors worked with Walmart, and they got about 5,000 orange recycle bins. And as chairperson for DPW, we've been trying to find a way to make curbside recycling a little bit easier for the residents. And I don't know if you could try to see if there's another grant out there that we might be able to get these orange crates for. And I know if you talk to Randy, he can give you a heads up on that, because we've been trying to get it through DPW. And they did get a grant way back in '95. I don't know if that would be something that would be workable now.
This is the first time hearing of this, so we'll,
we've been hashing it over back and forth. We're trying to get some kind of a system over on Lucas Avenue with recyclables, and the easiest way possible for our guys when they throw it in the packer, as we've had several complaints on size of barrels that have been put out to the curb, and on unpackaged recyclables that are just thrown out there. And if we at least give our residents an option that to use this, they could pick them up. And we're also at our DPW meeting looking at using the tag system on the windshield for bringing recyclables to Lucas Avenue, so that it would be just city residents. I've had several, and I don't know, maybe the mayor has an answer to this question, that the property between Tim Hortons and the Clarion, all those dockings that are put there, and this is not the first year, how come the person that's putting them there is allowed to put them there? I think that's city property, isn't it? I don't know what to tell them, so maybe you have a better answer that you can give to them, except me that says I don't know.
I have not received any calls on that. I'm not even sure what you're referring to.
The Tim Hortons and the city property that's there, and then the Clarion, a bunch of dockings that are laying there close to the rails. And they want to know why the dockings are there if they shouldn't be down by the marina.
I'll look into it.
Thank you. Thank you. The last announcement I want to touch base on Natalie's thought on the Seagulls. We've had many requests over the years on the Seagull issue. Now is their roosting time, and they're looking for places, warm places to lay their eggs. And I know businesses down on 4th Street have tried to take control of the problem down there. as Randy will speak, we've been having issues with the Seagulls. It's not just a first-time venture with that. It's an ongoing thing, and we had problems with dumpsters not being closed down there that they're flying in. And also when it rains, they do come inland and hover. But people are often throwing out stuff in the parking lots that are enhancing them to come and swoop down by shoppers and everything else in the plazas over there. So it's not just a one-time deal. It's been an ongoing issue for several years. But when they go to lay their eggs, they don't care where they go. And then you have one bird protecting another bird. I'm surprised it didn't have that in your little information there.
M80s.
Huh?
M80s.
Stop
They're
it.
smart birds.
And Edwin will probably let you know that there is still some more COVID tests available in the clerk's office. Thank you, that's it.
Thank you, Councilwoman. The only thing I have is we will have a personnel meeting this Friday in the mayor's conference room at 2:30. The plan is going to be to continue to do these once a month on the third Friday, same time, moving forward. Can I get a minute? Sure.
Just wanted to state that any organizations that wanted to use our baseball fields, softball fields in the summertime, prior to bringing a request to the council, they should go through our rec department to make sure that the dates that they're requesting are open, and they can solidify those dates prior to bringing a letter to the clerk's office for submission to the city council.
You got a phone number for them?
The same phone number I give out is 716-366-0452. We can get you to anywhere in the city from that number.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you. Yes, Chief.
1 minute. I just want to remind everyone, beginning April 3rd, we will be going from daily back to weekly alternate parking in the overnight parking room. We'll put press releases out on it, but I just want to get everybody started early. Thanks.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, let's move on to unfinished business. Okay, hearing none, let's go into pre-filed resolutions.
Number 30, resolution authorizing adoption of the retention and disposition schedule for New York local government LGS-1.
Any discussion, council? Hearing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Lescoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Councilwoman Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye. Carried.
Number 31, resolution authorizing the approval of Section 3 participation plan in connection with the Community Development Block Grant funding.
Any discussion, council? Hearing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Lescoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye. Carried.
Number 32, resolution for authorization accepting contract bid for Lakeshore Drive Complete Streets Paving Project.
Any discussion, council? Hearing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Lescoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
No.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye. Carried.
Number 33, resolution authorizing Adopt a Garden program.
Any discussion, council?
Yeah, I just wanted to say there's a couple more sites to adopt. So if a citizen or group of citizens, like an organization, would like to adopt a site, call Andy Bone at City Hall, 366-9837. Thank you.
Thank you, councilwoman. Any other discussion?
Yes,
Councilwoman?
Revitalize will be doing the pier the last weekend of April, working with 912. They are looking for volunteers, and they can go on to the website of Revitalize Dunkirk at gmail.com if they want any further information on that. And they are accepting volunteers.
Thank you, councilwoman. Any other discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Lescoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye. Carried.
Number 34, resolution authorizing the traffic violation prosecution pilot program.
Any discussion, council?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to table this.
I got a motion on the floor to table. Do I have a second?
Table what? Is that the right one? Yes.
This is Resolution 34.
34, last resolution. So without a motion, we gotta move on. I need to either need a second to table or...
I think you seconded it.
What do I got? Do I have a second? I have a motion to table.
I have a motion to go in executive session.
Ah, for Christ's sake.
Okay?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
in my discussions with the judge, he is hoping that this is resolved today, otherwise we would need to call for a special meeting.
Okay. With that, I have a motion currently on the floor to go into executive session from Councilman Bomano. Do I have a second?
Second.
I got a second from Councilwoman Laskoviac.
Councilmember Laskoviac.
We're going into executive on employment.
It's for the vote on the motion to go into executive session.
Yep. Could you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Laskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
No.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember At-large D'Amico.
Aye. Return. Not right now. We'll come and get you.
Mr. Chair, do you want me there or not?
I'm not at this point, but I will let you know. Okay, can I have a motion to come out of executive, please? So moved. Councilwoman Nichols, seconded by Councilwoman Laskoviac.
Councilmember Laskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember At-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried. Okay, we're back on to resolution 34. Hey, that's the original one, because we're going to amend.
This is the...
That'll come in. Okay. Do you need the original?
You want me to read it?
No, not yet, the original one, because I got to amend it first. Table to amend.
Okay, resolution authorizing the traffic violations prosecution pilot program.
Okay. Any discussion, council?
Yeah, would Edwin just read the first whereas first, so that the general public can know what it is?
The original one?
The first whereas, right here, it's the same on both.
Councilwoman Nichols, seconded by Councilwoman Laskoviac.
That's me. Sorry.
Councilmember Bamanto. Councilmember.
Sorry.
Councilmember Nichols. Councilmember At-large D'Amico.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
So basically, what we're going to do is
So, all right, you want me to read the...
to the original one. Yeah.
Okay. Number 34. Council members Bomano, Laskoviac, Nichols, and Stoyl authorizing the traffic violations prosecution pilot program, whereas due to the increased workload of the Chautauqua County District Attorney's Office, the DA's office, because of the new discovery laws, the DA's office is no longer prosecuting non-criminal traffic violations in the city, town, and village courts, as noted in the enclosed memorandum. And whereas prosecution of traffic violations has earned the city of Dunkirk approximately $25,000 of fine income annually in 2020 and 2021. And
That's good. That was
Okay.
just one at the top. Okay. So, discussion, council, on the original. So we're looking to table and amend.
Motion.
Got a motion by Nichols. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Stoyl.
Councilmember Laskoviac,
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto,
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl,
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember At-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried. Amended version, please?
You want me to read the whole thing?
Yes.
Motion to bring it back.
I'm sorry, a motion, I need a motion to bring it off the table on an amended version.
So moved.
Second.
I got Stoyl, I got a second by Nichols.
Councilmember Laskoviac,
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye. Councilmember
Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember At-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Okay, amended resolution number 34-2022, March 15, 2022. Members Bamanto, Laskoviak, Nichols, and Stoyl, authorizing the traffic violation prosecution pilot program. Whereas due to the increased workload of Chautauqua County District Attorney's Office, the DA's office, because of the new discovery laws, the DA's office is no longer prosecuting non-criminal traffic violations in the city, town, and village courts, as noted in the enclosed memorandum. And whereas the prosecution of traffic violations has earned the city of Dunkirk approximately $25,000 of fines annually in 2020 and 2021. Continue. Whereas said memorandum also included ethics opinions that shows that judges cannot prosecute the violations themselves or engage in plea bargaining. And whereas this change in policy leaves the court officers, attorneys, and law enforcement officers as options for handling prosecutions and plea bargaining. And whereas upon consultation of the New York Conference of Mayors, the mayor and corporation counsel for Jamestown, Judge Coosdale, the city attorney, and police chief, Mayor Rosas has tasked city attorney Richard Marisro with prosecution of the traffic violations on a trial basis. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Dunkirk authorizes the City of Dunkirk to adopt and implement a pilot program where the city attorney prosecutes the traffic violations and handles plea bargaining, and as compensation receives 40% of the fine income the city receives from prosecution of said violations, and the city paralegal to receive 10% of the fine income as compensation for additional related administrative duties, and to be revisited after 6 months.
Discussion, council. Councilman Bomano.
Richard, when would this start, approximately?
Judge Coosdale has said they'd like to start the prosecutions this month on the 31st of March, because there's about a 4 to 5 month backlog that they'd like to start getting through.
So 6 months from then, the pilot will be done. Does this have to be in this form, that such and such a date, or no?
No, it doesn't have to be a pilot. I mean, it could just be open-ended. It's entirely up to council.
Mayor, you have the floor.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to let the public know that I'm very disappointed that 2 weeks ago I presented to the council an executive session. We all came to an agreement. I have had no further discussion with any council members, and yet you've turned around, changed the agreement without any discussion with the city's mayor. While I do have the executive authority to veto, I know that it's not in the city's best interest. After my discussion with the city court judge today, it is not in the city's best interest to prolong this process any longer. But I want the public to know that the city's mayor was not involved in any discussion regarding the changes to the agreed proposal. And after that being said, I can tell you that the 6-month pilot was offered by me as the mayor because I'm not even sure that this is in the city's best interest, as from my perspective as the mayor. So I didn't want to set a precedent without knowing what the outcome would be. That's why the 6-month pilot agreement was originally agreed to. And as far as the changes in the amounts, again, this attorney, his salary was brought down to $45,000 a year. He's barely working 2 full days in the city. This is ridiculous. If this council is going to continue to do that and hurt the city, then we're not going to have any peaceful arrangements and agreements in the city's best interest here. So again, I will not veto, although I am not in agreement.
Thank you, Mayor. Any other comments from the council?
I just want to say something to that effect. When we were in the executive session, it was Councilman Stoyle's idea that said that he would be in favor of a pilot program. He's the one that suggested it. We just came into a meeting with Richard, and we came in and had other lines taken out of this resolution that were not necessary. He explained to us that this also would be only a 6-month, and it's due to the backlog that is, because of COVID, the backlog of cases that are there. We had a very full and complete understanding with him and an explanation from him, which was greatly appreciated by all council. So it shows that we are willing to work. It's just we need people that will work with us as well. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to respond to let the public know that that is a lie. The proposal came from me, the mayor, and every single council member was there. I proposed a 6-month pilot.
Thank you. Before we vote, the only other thing that I'm going to say is, council, I want to thank you. We've been doing the city's work. We're moving forward. We didn't agree when we started, but we did come up with agreement here, I hope. I need a motion in a second, correct? So, can I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
I got Nichols with a second by.
Second.
Luskoviac. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Duskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye. Thank you for working together. Okay, let's move on to new business.
Hearing none.
We don't have any none, I don't believe. With no new business, can I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Got
Second.
Stoyles with a second by Nichols.
Councilmember Duskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto. Aye. Councilmember Stoyl. Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried, adjourned. Thank you all.